Senator Tim Scott. Senator, he's indicating that, welcome, thanks for getting up with it. First up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just some real serious stuff off the top. It's not about the issues, it's the race. Your reaction?
Well, that's called pivoting. The bottom line is you ought to provide the documents. When you have the President of the United States saying, I can do what I need to do with a pen and a phone, you've already set the stage for a real confrontational relationship with a co-equal branch of the United States government. That is a bad decision on the President's part, and not providing the documents to the House Oversight Committee, the Judiciary Committee, is also a bad decision on the administration's part, including Eric Holder's.
Right, I should have done a better job in the beginning. That's at Al Sharpton's National Action Network, so it was an event honoring Attorney General Holder to speak there. But do you believe, when I look at that, I see a difference in parties and principles. I don't see skin color. Am I the only one?
No, I don't. Listen, I see it the way you see it. The bottom line is simply this, that in partisan politics, when one side of the aisle simply says that we're going to ignore and avoid even dealing with the House of Representatives, you find yourself in a confrontational relationship with those members of the House. And that is the result of going it alone. And when you make the decision that you can avoid laws, decide not to enforce laws, that you can figure out the Fast and Furious on your own or not figure it out at all, you provide no information in Benghazi, you consistently have a pattern that simply says to the House of Representatives, you are not a co-equal.
So if that was Ashcroft or Meese, they'd be treated the same way.
Gonzalez, it's consistent with the history of our presidents, the last 4 presidents.
Another big issue is the wage disparity between men and women. That was brought up. Now the Washington Post looks at this and said, 2 Pinocchios. It's not as it appears. Your reaction to the Senate not pushing forward on it and not getting the 60 votes needed.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what we need to do is focus back on a jobs-driven economy. And the way that you do this is by putting people back to work, all people back to work. One of the things that we've done recently, myself and Senator Booker from New Jersey, is we've found an apprenticeship program that is private sector led, that succeeds. The origin of that program is in South Carolina. So there's a way for us to create apprenticeship programs throughout this country and put people back to work.
16 to 24-year-olds, unemployment is really high. It used to be kind of easy to get a job back then, and among minorities, it's even harder and higher.
Yeah, 16 to 24-year-olds, 16% unemployment overall, over 30% for minorities. The fact of the matter is we need to put aside Republicans and Democrats and focus on Americans and find solutions in the private sector that allow folks to go back to work, especially young people.
And if people want to find out more about your apprentice program,
go to our website.
Senator Tim Scott. That's fantastic. And it's just always good to see a Democrat, South and North, getting together on a great program, especially as these kids want summer jobs.
As long as it's common ground and private sector led. We'll need more government stepping in the way of getting in the way of capitalism and free markets. We need them.
And when he called you and said private sector, he was singing your song.
I was like, what?
Senator, it's always great to see you. And unfortunately, we always have to keep talking about these race issues, but I appreciate your point of view.
We'll continue to evolve as a nation.
Okay.